Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dejana. This is Reach Your Bliss, where we talk all things authenticity and happiness. So as you can tell by the title, today we are talking about the 4 things you must absolutely do in order to have everything you desire and in order to truly live authentically and show up in your authentic nature every single day. So let's jump right into it. The first thing you absolutely must do in order to have everything you desire, in order to show up in your authenticity every single day, is become obsessed with yourself. Yes, you heard that right. You need to be obsessed with yourself. You need to be obsessed with yourself. And what do I mean when I say be obsessed with yourself, become obsessed with yourself? I mean, whatever you need to do to put yourself first, to say, oh, where I'm doing what I need to do, I'm remaining in my own power per se, do that. Become obsessed with yourself. That's gonna look different for everybody. Literally, like, shower yourself with love, shower yourself with appreciation, shower yourself with care. And did I already say love? But more love. Shower yourself the way you are. If you've ever been in love, and I'm sure if you're watching this video, I'm sure you have, if you've ever been infatuated with someone, I know we've all had that, had a crush on someone. Be that way with yourself. Have a crush on yourself. Like, that's literally what I mean when I say become obsessed with yourself. Literally have a crush on yourself. I have a crush on me, okay? Listen, me and me, we're already best friends, but also I got a crush on me. Like, I hype myself up so much. I'm so obsessed with myself. Like, literally, when I think about it, sometimes I'm not in a relationship right now. And so when I think about it, I'm like, it's going to be so great to be in a relationship one day and to have someone who will also hype me up and be obsessed with me and just always want to be around me and in my energy. But also at the same time, it will never compare. It can never match to the level of obsession and hypeness that, like, I already provide and will always continue to provide for myself. Like, I am my own hype woman, okay? I am my own hype woman first and foremost. I'm over here hyping myself up every single day. Before I do these videos, I hype myself up, okay? But seriously, like, be obsessed with yourself. Be your own crush. Be so infatuated with yourself that literally it's disgusting to other people. It's disgusting to yourself. Like, sometimes... And I mean this in the best of ways though. Like, have you ever seen those couples who are just like so lovey-dovey and so affectionate and there's so much PDA and like you just can't believe almost how in love they are with each other, or at least how much they are showing love towards each other, and it's just like, oh my God, go get a room. Be that with yourself. Be that obsessed with yourself that other people look at you and you're like, oh my God, go get a room, stop it, stop talking about it, we don't care, and do it some more. Like, be that obsessed with yourself. So yeah, be obsessed with yourself, be so in love with yourself, have so much of a crush on yourself that no one else can come in and take that away from you. The power of that is that when you already give to yourself what you really desire and show up that way, the world, the universe, God, people in your life, they can only give that back to you. They can only give that back to you. I have, in a very long time, have not come across someone who is mean or rude or like annoying towards me or anything like that, because I don't give that to myself. So no one else can reflect that back to me. But so first and foremost, become obsessed with yourself. The second thing that you must absolutely do is to stop identifying with the old stories that get you more of what you don't want, and only identify with the new stories, with the true stories that get you more of what you do want. The more you identify with old stories and old patterns and old habits that get you more of what you don't want, guess what? You're going to continue having more of what you don't want. What a concept. Like, oh my God, what a concept. But literally, and I'm going to actually do a separate video about this really soon, about reflecting on the past and who you used to be and things like that. But literally, I do not ever talk about my past. And not for any reason of like, oh, I can't learn from it, or it wasn't, there for a purpose or anything, because I definitively know, my past was there for a purpose. I used to have some old habits that definitely served a purpose and whatever. But also, what the past got to do with who I'm becoming, who I am now? Nothing. The past is a lie. What is right now is true. Who I'm becoming is what's true. I don't need to sit here and ever ruminate on the past, ever ruminate on old stories of who I used to be, what I used to do, because that's so irrelevant. And I see this often in people who are on development journeys and people who are seeking to live a better life and be a better person and show up authentically. They constantly bring up who they used to be, what they used to do, how they used to act. And even if it's not in a negative way, it doesn't help you. Even if it's not in a negative way, it doesn't help you. It's only hurting you because you're constantly replaying that old story in your mind of who you used to be, of what you didn't get, of what you didn't have. And the more you play that story in your mind, the more the world, God, the universe, the people around you can only reflect back to you who you used to be. That old story. And it doesn't matter how much in your head you tell yourself this new story or who you're becoming, but if you continue, this is like in the example of in the video of how to manifest fast, when I was saying, like, there's that duality, there's that who you used to be and who you're becoming. And if you keep trying to play the story of who you're becoming and play the story of who you used to be, clash. It's just going to clash every single time. And the story of who you used to be is so much heavier until you are completely grounded in the new story, and the new story is such a reflex, but the old story is going to be so much heavier that it's going to replay and come back and show up more and more and give you more of what you don't want. So create new stories. Go watch my video on how to manifest fast if you are confused at all about how to create new stories. But create new stories for yourself, and only ever pull up those new stories. Is this going to be a little difficult at first? Yes, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say, like, as soon as you come up with a new story, you're just only ever going to be telling yourself that. That's not true. There are even times where I have developed new stories, and even now where I have new stories for myself, and like I do have to work through and create those new neural pathways for those new stories. But it's the consistency. I keep showing up every single day. I keep telling myself the new story. When I see the old story pop up, I'm like, that's no longer true. That book has been closed. Here is the chapter in the book we're focusing on now. This is now the story that is true for me. So stop identifying with old stories, giving you more of what you don't want, and only identify with those new stories so that you can get more of what you truly do want. Show up more of how you want to be. The third thing that you absolutely must do in order to get everything you desire out of life, in order to truly show up in your authentic nature, is to stop consulting others. Stop it now. Stop it. Stop it right now. But seriously, stop consulting others. No one needs to know your business. No one. I don't care who you're saying, but this person and but that person, and maybe stop consulting others. Decide what you want to do and do it. Should you maybe tell others to share about your life and things like that? Oh, for sure. I share my life all the time with people I care about and people who I know aren't going to impose their own limiting beliefs onto me. But I don't consult them. I don't consult anyone. I do what the F I want to do, when I want to do it, how I want to do it. I do not consult people. And so what does consulting others look like? Sometimes it can be really sneaky. Consulting others can look like just telling someone before you actually do it. Just running things through your mind, speaking out loud with someone before you actually do it. That's still consulting someone. Sometimes it's not like, hey, I'm going to go and do this. Do you think I should do this? What do you think? Or sometimes it is just an innocent asking of someone else's opinion. Stop it. Your own opinion is enough. Decide what you want and go and do it. You do not need permission. You do not need to consult anyone else. The more you can stay within your own power, within your own consultation, if you will, the more you will begin to show up so authentically, because you don't have anyone else's voice in your head saying, oh, but it should be this way. Oh, but maybe I need to do it like this. Oh, but I've been told this. Oh, but this has been the expectation. Oh, but this is what everyone else does. You don't have that. You cut all those voices out. Let me tell you something. The more voices you have around you, I was going to say the more voices you have in your head, but I know that might just sound like you're crazy. But honestly, let's be real. We all got voices in our head. Let's be real. We all have voices in our head. So let's not sit around here and act like you don't have your mom's voice in your head. You don't have your dad's voice in your head, your sister's voice, your boyfriend's voice, your husband's voice, your daughter's voice, whoever's voice is in your head. When you can shut out all of those other voices and only hear and listen to your voice, your life, one, will become so much more easier. You will be so much more aligned with what you want to do and have more of what you want, and be more of who you authentically are without any interruption of who someone else is, what someone else says. So shut the voices out. Stop consulting others. The fourth and final thing you absolutely must do in order to live the life you desire, have everything you desire, show up authentically in your life, is to do whatever you want, whatever makes you feel good. And I know I'm a broken record about doing whatever you want. I'm going to talk about it some more, and then I'm going to talk about it even more, and then I'm going to keep talking about it some more, because it still stands to be true. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want, however you want to do it. And do it some more. And then show up and do it again. And then show up and do it again. And then keep showing up and doing it again. Day after day, do whatever you want, and keep reminding yourself you can do whatever you want. And I'm going to be here every single day to remind you as well that you can do whatever you want. And you need to do whatever you want. The more you do whatever you want, the more you get what you want out of life. What a concept. Literally, what a concept. I'm telling you, the moment I began doing whatever I wanted, and saying, F what everyone else has to say, F the opinions, F the expectations of what I've been told, F the rules of what people say it has to be or it should be, forget that. I'm doing what I want. The more I truly started getting more out of my life. The more what I wanted started to come into my life. When I was following rules, following expectations, doing what I should, doing what I was told, guess what I got? Less of what I wanted. Why? Because I wasn't doing what I wanted. I was doing what everyone else wanted. I was doing what everyone else said I should do. I was doing what everyone else told me to do. I was doing what looked right, what sounded right, wasn't right for me, wasn't what I wanted to do. The moment I started doing whatever I wanted to do in its fullness, the more I started getting what I wanted out of life. And sometimes doing whatever you want, it might honestly feel a little awkward at first. And even now, you know what? I'm not even going to say at first. There are still moments now where I'll catch myself and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I should do this, or like, I don't know if I should say this. Is this okay? Like, are people going to look at me? Are people going to judge me? Are people going to have something to say? And I have to snap myself out of that. Like, sis, hold up. Shut that voice off, but literally turn it off, turn that voice off inside my head of whoever she is, and say, actually, girl, we can do whatever we want. And then I proceed to go and do whatever I want. And then I proceed to be happy, and I proceed to have more of what I want, and I proceed to live in this authentic nature that is myself, because I'm not following anyone else's rules. I'm not following anyone else's expectations besides my own. So those are the 4 things that you absolutely must do in order to truly live the life you desire and to every single day show up authentically in your life. If you are having difficulty with any of those steps, if you are like, yo, I don't really know how to do whatever I want. I don't really know how to stop consulting others. There's been so much of my life where I've had to ask permission, where I've had to seek others' opinions or have saw others' opinions. I don't know how to be obsessed with myself. I don't know how to be my own crush. I don't know how to develop that relationship of being so in love with myself that it's literally disgusting to other people. I am now available for one-on-one private coaching. And in one-on-one private coaching, listen, we are going to deep dive deep into every single one of those 4 categories. Whichever one you're struggling with, I am going to show you and teach you and guide you along that journey on how to truly show up and live in your authentic nature by way of being obsessed with yourself, by way of doing whatever you want, by way of not consulting others. It is going to be the most phenomenal and transformative journey of your life. So check out the link in my description. Also, you can just email my team at reachyourbliss@gmail.com. My email is in the description as well, and we will send you package information and details. And I would love, love, love to start working with you today and get you on that journey. Also, if you are just working on your beliefs as far as like telling yourself a new story, I have my affirmations ebook that has over 400, over 400 affirmations so that you can truly live an optimized life. There are affirmations for love. There are affirmations for money. There are affirmations for success. There are affirmations for general well-being. Literally anything you can think of, any area of your life that you might be struggling with developing a new story, definitely purchase my affirmations ebook, the Big Book of Affirmations, and you will find the affirmation that you need, the new story that you need in order to truly begin living the life you desire and showing up in your authentic nature. I have the link for that in my description as well. If you have any questions, certainly feel free to email my team at reachyourbliss@gmail.com. As always, I appreciate you. I love you. You got this, and I'll see you in the next one.